All right. Hi, everybody. I am here to show you my Pan Those palettes for 2025. Wow, 2025. It's weird to say that number. Hopefully I haven't goofed up on any of my previous videos by saying 2024. But regardless, here we are. A new year, a new set of palettes for this project. And as a kind of, you know, just setting up this project, I do it a little bit differently than other project planners. I feel like a lot of project planners are super committed to one project, just give updates on uses and pans and all that stuff. I take this project as much more dynamic. I have a number of palettes in my collection that are Franken, that are have some things and some other things, and I like to move through my collection pretty dynamically as I feel like it, and of course as I hit usage goals, things like that. So sometimes things move in and out, but I do try to give some dedicated time to products that I bring into this project, whether it be a few months, whether it be a season, whether it even just be until I hit certain goals, right? And I think I just try to keep you updated on that. So not that many palettes right now off the bat. I've brought in up to, I think, 5 palettes at a time. Not the case right now. I'm actually a bit palette light, if you will, and kind of explain why. So first, I want to actually commemorate one palette. Sorry, I have like tons of swatches on this hand from a previous video, so ignore that. But I just want to first commemorate and thank this palette for its service. I am officially retiring this as of today, and I might dig out the shadows to Franken, but you won't be seeing this palette again. I hit major pan on this Franken shadow. These two darker shades I've just used kind of on and off, but honestly not super impressed by them. I'm impressed, I think, by the quality, but in terms of like its use for me and not quite there. So yeah, I think I'm really happy with the usage I got with this. I even put in multiple Franken shadows in this and really tried to make this palette work. But I think overall for my needs, this isn't quite hitting it. And it's really sleek. It's really nice and actually fits into my makeup basket really nicely, like slides right into a spot. But I think in terms of the way I reach for it and things like that, I don't think that this has a place in my collection right now, but I'll keep it around in my kind of Frankening makeup graveyard slash memory sentimental box, kind of just to remember this. And in case I ever do want to pull something like this back into my collection, I can do that. All right, so let's go into the actual palettes that I will be updating on for this coming month. The first one I think is quite boring, but regardless, I have progress in it. This is my concealer palette from MAC. I actually frankened these middle shades to be more like the original top shades by taking the bottom shades into the originally darker shades. You probably won't follow me, but either way, I'm making this palette work for me. Currently working, kind of mixing these two under my eyes, and I've actually hit side pan on this recently, and hopefully we'll hit kind of this lower pan here. This one is oddly not moving that much, but I just continue to mix them and we'll see where this goes. And then I think once I'm done with this pan, I'll move into this one maybe. We'll see. We'll see. But yes, I'll continue to show this just because I feel like it's nice to document and it's something that I'm trying to wear every time I wear makeup. All right, the next one here is I'm introducing as my official, sorry for the ring light. I got a new ring light for Christmas and it's very nice, but it's unfortunately contributes to the glare. But this one is my eyeshadow palette. Essentially, it's kind of crazy. I feel very attached to the Haus Labs one because that's the one I've been using for the last month, and I have to reach for this now. A little bit daunting, actually. But this is my MAC Freedom palette, and I was like such a Freedom palette girly in the last more like 2023, like 2022, 2023, and I like really made my collection almost all Freedom palette singles, and then I brought in palettes, and so I'm kind of at a mix right now, but I do want to give some dedicated time to my Freedom palette at the beginning of the year. As you can see, I have some Franken shadows in here. This one's a Franken shadow, this one, and this one right here. This one's interesting because while it's very shimmery, it's the type of glitter that transfers all over the face. So I'm just trying to figure out how to get this one to work. But yeah, I think there's that. I would more or less ignore this side right now because I'm actually using other blushes and other powders, but I really just want to be reaching for this right now. And actually, that might be a good reminder to maybe actually switch this out. So maybe I'll just do that live really quick. I have this other 6-pan palette here that I am not really reaching for because I had like, I basically had already arranged this palette here. So let me stick this one in here. As you can see, it's really easy to move stuff around, which is super nice. Okay, so I'll put this one to the side for now, but this one will be the palette that I will actually focus on for at least this, I'm hoping next 2 months at the very least. I'm not really sure what exactly I'm looking for. I would like to see pan in this somehow, some way, despite me not loving the drifting glitter of this. I'm trying to tilt this in a way that isn't blinding you guys. Okay, there we go. I would like to dip into this a few times, but given its color, I'm not all that drawn to it. I would love to make a dip on the, I'm going to use these two as like crease colors. And then this one's a really interesting shade because it looks oddly light with the white flecks in there, but it actually swatches like kind of taupey. And it, like, when I swatch it onto my, sorry if you can see on my arm here, it's not light by any means, right? So I feel like this is also another good crease shade. I might use one of these. Let me see what this one is. This one might be like a, I don't know, lid setting shade. Like, it's that one right there. You can barely tell, right? So we'll figure it out. I think that's the aim of these next, at least the next month before I update again, is to figure it out. I feel like that's always the process with a new palette, right? Which is why it's so fun to have a Freedom palette, is because I feel like I can rearrange it and then it makes a new palette and I have to like figure it all out all over again. So we'll see how I feel about this. I haven't done a Freedom palette in a long time, so I feel a little bit out of practice, but I'm excited to see the progress I can make with this. And then the last one here is a Smashbox palette. I love the effect here on the front, of course, but the stuff on the inside is a little bit disappointing. It's quite sheer. Honestly, I'm so swatched up. I don't feel like I should swatch anything else for you guys because, and I could wipe it off, but I unfortunately, oh, there's my paper towels. Maybe I can actually now that what I'm trying to say is that the powders in here, albeit an eyeshadow palette, are really, really sheer. Like, I don't know, like it'll swatch really bright. And then let's see if I can find a spot in here. And then I swatch it out, which is okay, but I'm usually using it with a brush. So once I like, you know, get it going, like it's really, really sheer. It's almost like a highlight, like a face highlight, right? Even at that, it's not a very stark face highlight. So, so I've actually started using this as part of my, mixing it in my loose setting, my DIY loose setting powder, just because it's that sheer and I feel like it's not making my powder overly blinding or shimmery, right? And then I've also been using it actually under my eyes and as a eyeshadow primer, like setting powder, kind of. I'm mainly using these shades over here, but I bring this into this project because it is a palette first and foremost, right? So it fits the name, Pando's palettes. But also I'm equally confused about this like I am this one. I just am trying to figure it out, trying to figure out how to hit pan on some stuff. So I think I'm going to keep it in this project until I hit some pans, whether that be through frankening, whether that be through actual use. And then other than like the effect of the cover, I don't really know what I'm keeping this palette around for, but I'll give you guys updates to the year. I feel like there's things I need to figure about my collection and you're here for the ride. So these are the 3 palettes I'll be working on this next month and we'll update you on the next month. I hope that I will be rolling in my lip palette sometime this year, which you've seen a lot last year. And I have some other palettes that are also in rotation too, but I will be focusing on these for now. So thank you so much for watching and I hope that you will enjoy this series. This was probably one of my most popular series on my channel last year and I hope that if you are watching this and you've seen my stuff from last year that you will enjoy this year's version of it as well. It'll be a little bit different, but regardless, I think I'm hoping just to make good progress on my palettes regardless. Did I just say regardless twice? I guess I just said it a 3rd time. All right, I think it's time for me to go. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video.